Hi, my name is Simi from My Flat, My Finances, and today I'm going to share my experiences with hosting on Airbnb. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been hosting on Airbnb for the last 3 months now. So far, so good. I'm really enjoying it. It's really nice meeting people from all over the world. I also like the flexibility. So before Airbnb, I had lodgers who were here for about 8 months, which was great because we were friends and we got on. But I decided that I wanted a bit of a change. Instead of getting a stranger in as a lodger, that I would like to have a bit more flexibility with what I do with my spare room. So if I have family and friends around, they can have the room, and if no one's around, then it's available to be booked on Airbnb. One thing I found is that most Airbnb guests don't tend to hang around. That's one major difference between having lodgers and Airbnb guests. Most of them book my room because they are coming to visit people nearby or to visit a town nearby. I've had people go down to Canterbury, go into London, so I only really see them when I let them into the flat. Maybe every now and then we might cross each other's paths. I'll quickly run through the pros of Airbnb and the cons. The pros, obviously number one is being able to make that side money. We're all about that passive income, although Airbnb is half passive, half active. Half active because number one con is I'm constantly cleaning and doing laundry. I made a big mistake thinking I could have 2 sets of duvet and pillow covers and bed sheets, and that meant I kept having to wash the other, especially because I let guests book for just one night, so I have to change it every night. But now I've got up to like 4 or 5 sets, including the pillow covers, the blankets, and the cushion that I put on the bed as well. Another pro is being able to meet people from all over the world, like I mentioned earlier. And another pro is obviously the flexibility that I spoke about earlier. One con is obviously even the same with having lodgers, as people may not respect your home. Again, I've not really found that with Airbnb guests because most of them aren't in the apartment a lot anyways, and some who do end up booking the apartment specifically because they want to change an environment and end up staying in the room most of the time. I don't really see them leave much of a mess. Sometimes you'll see the odd stain here and there. Some of them you just don't want to question what it is, but you know, that comes with having people around your space. Just to answer one DM that I received on Instagram, which is whether I received permission to have lodgers in my spare room, and the answer is yes. I knew before I bought this flat that that was what I was going to do if I were to buy a 2-bedroom. And they all said yes. That's my mortgage lender, helped to buy at the time, and my freeholder. I think one made the condition, I can't remember which one it was, that my income from having people in my spare room mustn't be my only or main source of income, especially not what I used to make those payments, which was fine. Obviously I had a source of income, hence why I was able to get a mortgage in the first place. So if you're thinking of hosting on Airbnb, it's super easy. Lots of people go about it in different ways. Some people, like me, have a spare room in the flat. Some people decide to buy an apartment and then offer it up as serviced accommodation on Airbnb and other sites. And then some people do what's called rent to rent. So that means you rent an apartment from a landlord on a longer term lease, like 1 to 5 years, and then you zhuzh it up and offer it up as serviced accommodation. And you keep making those rental payments to the landlord and make some money on the side. In terms of actually getting started on Airbnb, it's so easy. You just set up a profile. If you've already got a profile on Airbnb that you use to book Airbnb, you can use that profile. First of all, make sure your pictures are on point. You don't need a professional photographer, but even if you're using your phone, just make sure the lighting is good, make sure the curtains are open, the lights are on, and please take more than one photo of each part of the house that the guest would be able to access. This is one bugbear that I have, is when I can only see one photo of a room. It's like, what are you hiding? Why can't I see the other corner? Why is it so dark? Why is it so dingy? So I have 2 or 3 photos of the room. Then I have a photo of the living room and the kitchen and the bathroom, of course, because those are the areas that the guests will be able to access. Be super detailed in your profile. That will minimize the number of questions that your guest or potential guest would send to you. When you're thinking of prices, have a look at similar listings around your area. Obviously, the higher you go, the more your guests will expect. So So be realistic. That's the worst thing, is for you to promise the world and oversell and they are highly disappointed. You do not want 1-star reviews. But don't undersell yourself. If you believe you're offering a bit more, then you can charge a bit of a premium, especially if you have extra amenities like a hot tub, for example. But it especially helps if your room is nicely decorated and if your apartment is new or newly renovated. That 100% helps. Just put a plant pot here, an ornament there, make sure it's white paint and it all looks bright and pretty, and there you go. You can charge a bit of a premium. One thing I've learned that guests really appreciate is clear, quick responses. If they send you a query about your apartment or your room, get back to them as soon as possible. Another thing that would help you get good reviews is just by going the extra mile. It doesn't have to be anything big, but just offering something a little more. For example, when I've set up the bed and I've set the towels and everything, I offer chocolates. I put 2 pieces of chocolate on the towels, so it's a little welcome treat for the guests. But remember that not everyone will leave a review, even if they've had a lovely stay. Don't make my mistake and leave reviews for everyone hoping they would leave one back for you, because that's not how it works. Sometimes I wait a little to see if they would leave one, and if they do, great, I would too. If they don't, then it's nice to encourage them a little. Maybe when they check out, just drop them a message and say it was great having you, hope you had a great stay. So let's get down to why you really clicked on this video. How much I've made from Airbnb. I'm going to focus on my first month on Airbnb, just because the last 2 months I've been very on and off with it because of traveling and work. So between the 1st of October and 24th of November, my place was available to be booked only over 24 nights. It was booked 23 out of those 24 nights. So there was only 1 night where it wasn't booked. So I had 14 bookings, which means I had a 96% booking rate. Like, it was a lot. Literally, the week I put it on Airbnb, I got a booking the next day. Sometimes I get on the day bookings because I've allowed my place to be booked instantly. That's hectic. So I try to keep my place clean and ready to be booked at all times. Over 23 nights, I made £1,384.28. Bear in mind, this included a cleaning fee for each booking. So that's not bad, right? Let's not forget something else that someone's DM'd me about on Instagram: taxes. Do I get taxed for my Airbnb income? The answer is yes, but bear in mind Airbnb falls under the government's rent-a-room scheme. That means if you rent out a spare room in your house, you get £7,500 tax-free each year. You do not have to declare your rent-a-room income unless you pass that £7,500 threshold. Guys, I hope this has helped. If you're thinking about Airbnb-ing your spare room, please go for it. I'll tell you one thing, I thought because I wasn't right close to central London or at specific holiday destinations like in Cornwall or Brighton or Bristol that I wouldn't really get bookings. To be honest, I thought I would have like 1 booking a week. Literally the day I put it on, I had a booking that night. And it was go, go, go ever since. That's why I had to give myself a bit of a break. But it's been a great source of extra semi-passive, semi-active income, I guess, because I do have to do a lot of cleaning and a bit of admin as well. But it's been worth it. If you're a people person, even if you're not, you can find ways around it. But especially if you are, definitely go for it if you have a bit of extra time to clean. If you don't, if you'd rather get a cleaner, that's good too. I've personally found it a bit difficult to get a cleaner to come in because I haven't really found any in my area, but my experience has been good. But let me know what you guys think, if you're thinking of doing Airbnb or if it's not for you, and let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover in my YouTube videos. Don't forget to comment, please like, please share, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.